Manchester United's midfield rebuild isn't following one plan, it's following 5. And hidden among all these transfer stories is one move that could completely change the future of this team. But the biggest surprise isn't who United are chasing, it's the player they're suddenly moving away from. This is Redbreak. Let's get into it. United are about to make 5 moves in midfield. Not 1, not 2, 5. Think about that for a second before we even get started. We'll get to that. But first, let's start with the update everyone's been waiting for. Because remember Aurelien Tchouameni? We told you he was on the radar. Well, now, this just got a lot more real. His valuation is set, £85 million. That's the number Real Madrid want if they're going to let him go. And here's the twist nobody saw coming. Fabrizio Romano says United have already made contact. Not just interest, contact. Internally, United view Tchouaméni as the perfect replacement for Casemiro. That's not scout talk, that's boardroom language. That's the kind of line that only gets used when a club has already made up its mind internally. But, and this is the part that could kill the whole thing, United have told people close to Tchouaméni something very specific. He can only come on a different salary structure. Translation, United want him, but not at Real Madrid prices, not at Real Madrid wages either. And there's a second roadblock stacked right on top of the first. United still haven't got the green light from Madrid to even negotiate. Not a yes, not a no, just silence. So picture this. A player United see as the perfect man for the job, a club that hasn't said yes or no, a wage demand that doesn't match up, and a summer that's ticking down fast, week by week. That's 3 separate obstacles stacked on top of each other. Any one of them could stall this deal completely. Put all 3 together, and you start to understand why deals like this can drag all the way to the final hour of deadline day. Now add the human angle. Marcel Desailly, a man who wore the exact same number 8, says Tchouaméni would jump at the move. I'm sure Aurelien Tchouameni would move to the Premier League, Desailly said. He went further too, saying that between Tchouameni and Ibrahima Konate, he'd always pick Tchouameni because of the leadership, the desire, the way he carries himself even after a tough season. Calls him a perfect leader for United's midfield. Compares it directly to Raphael Varane swapping Madrid for Manchester back in the day. High praise. Real praise from someone who's actually walked that exact path from Madrid to England himself. But praise doesn't sign contracts, salary structures do. And right now, that's the wall United still have to climb, no matter how many pundits line up to co-sign the move. Now here's a name that wasn't on anyone's radar 48 hours ago. A name that's about to blow up your timeline. Felix Nmecha. United are preparing a £51 million bid for a player described as one of the best midfielders in the world right now. Not one of the best young midfielders, not one to watch, one of the best, full stop. And here's the kicker. He's been doing it on the biggest stage there is, lighting up the World Cup while this rumour breaks around him. This is where it gets personal, and this is the part that makes this move feel different from every other name on this list. United director Jason Wilcox worked with Nmecha back when they were both at Manchester City's academy. Same building, same corridors, years of history before either of them were anywhere near a first team. Nmecha spent 14 years living in the Northwest, but 14 years. That's not a transfer target, that's someone coming home. But it's not a straight run, and it never is with a player this good. Chelsea are also chasing him, hard. The difference? Sources say United's interest is the most advanced of the two right now. Dortmund haven't said yes to 51 million yet, but the wheels are turning fast. And every single day this drags on is another day Chelsea could close the gap and gatecrash the move. So keep this one close, because a 51 million move with this much personal history behind it doesn't stay quiet for long. These are exactly the deals that go from a whisper to an official announcement inside 72 hours. Now, Baleba, you know this story already, but stay with me because it just took a turn absolutely nobody expected. Last summer, personal terms were basically agreed. Everyone thought this was done. Fans were already designing the announcement graphics. Then it died quietly, without much explanation, and the whole thing just vanished from the conversation. This summer, Fabrizio Romano dropped a bombshell update that changes the entire read on this deal. His words, the Baleba topic right now is a little bit cold. Cold. After everything. After personal terms. After a full year of speculation and fan campaigns online. Here's why that hits different. Brighton's price has actually dropped from 100 million last year down to around 70 million now. You'd think a lower price makes this easier. That's usually how it works in football. Price drops, interest rises. But United haven't even sent an approach. No proposal, no opening bid, nothing on paper, nothing official, nothing at all. Baleba wants this move. Loosely agreed personal terms are still sitting there from last summer, basically untouched, gathering dust. But United have other targets ahead of him in the pecking order right now. So this isn't dead, it's just waiting, parked. And honestly, that's almost more frustrating for fans than a straight no would be. A no you move on from. A cold but still alive that just sits there in the back of your mind all summer. Here's the question fans keep asking. If personal terms are already agreed and the price has actually dropped, what exactly is United waiting for? The honest answer might just be that this club can only chase so many midfielders at once. And right now, Baleba isn't at the front of that queue. Meanwhile, Matheus Fernandes, United missed him completely. And that miss is the reason half of these other names are even in play right now. Every single midfielder we've talked about today exists partly because United lost Fernandes. That's how transfer windows actually work behind the scenes. One miss doesn't just disappear into the past. It creates a domino effect that ripples through every other deal a club is working on for months afterward. Which brings us to Alex Scott. MEN Sport now says he is the most likely midfield target United actually land this window. Not Tchouaméni, not Nmecha, not Baleba. Scott. Why the sudden shift? Because Scott has turned down several contract offers from Bournemouth. Not one, several. Multiple rejections in a row. That's not a player settling into his club. That's a player signalling the exit door as clearly as he possibly can without actually saying it out loud in an interview. His deal runs to 2028, so Bournemouth aren't under any real pressure to sell cheap. They can hold firm on price if they want to, and there's nothing forcing their hand. But when a player keeps saying no to new terms over and over again, everyone inside that building already knows what it usually means. And here's the part that connects everything together. Earlier reports suggested Scott himself would actually welcome a move to Old Trafford. So this isn't United hoping, this is United reading genuine signals from the players' side too. The contract rejections, the reported willingness, all of it pointing in the same direction at the same time. So here's where United actually stand right now, when you strip away all the noise and look at the full picture side by side. Tchouaméni, contact made, salary structure, the real sticking point. And Nmecha, a fresh £51 million move, racing Chelsea with personal history tilting things United's way. Baleba, wanted, terms already agreed, ice cold on any actual approach. Scott, rejecting contract after contract, and now the name United see as most gettable of them all. 5 names, 1 rebuild, and every single one of them tells a completely different story about how this window is actually being run behind the scenes at Old Trafford. Think about what that actually means for a second. This isn't a club with one clear plan and a backup option. This is a club running 5 separate chess games at the exact same time, each one with its own price tag, its own obstacles, and its own timeline. That's either incredibly smart squad planning or a sign that United still don't know exactly who they want most. This isn't United chasing headlines anymore. This is a club trying to solve a Casemiro-sized hole with 5 different puzzle pieces, and only some of them are actually going to fit by the time deadline day comes around. And the names that don't fit, those are the ones that'll dominate the conversation for the rest of the summer. Every unsigned target becomes next week's headline. Every stalled negotiation becomes next month's crisis talk. That's just how this always goes. So which one actually happens first? Tchouaméni needs Madrid to blink, and Nmecha needs United to move fast before Chelsea close in. Baleba needs United to simply pick up the phone. And Scott just needs one more contract rejection to make the picture completely clear. But for now, tell me, Tchouaméni and Nmecha or Baleba, who's the one United actually need most? Would this actually work? Let me know below. Stay red and see you to the next one.